In a world where hopium and common sense collide, starring the CryptoKeeper and BlockchainCrusader. Welcome to Debate Crypto.
Welcome back, everybody. What's going on? It's your boy BlockchainCrusader here at Debate Crypto. We're going to be covering some massive Bitcoin news. The market is flooded with Bitcoin news right now. Tons of things have been happening since last night. Honestly, this kind of starting to feel like back in last year around the same February to March time, where there were just tons and tons of Bitcoin news coming out, positive news, maybe trying to build up that sentiment, trying to build that confidence back in the market. So first off, if you haven't smashed that like button yet, if you haven't shared the live with a friend on Twitter, with whoever, do it now, guys. I would greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the live. So now, with that being said, Bitcoin, right? We know Bitcoin is the big daddy of crypto. And if Bitcoin sentiment is down, the rest of the market isn't really going to be feeling a pep in its step. So today, we've had massive news from a country that's almost as bad as China, flip-flopping on Bitcoin back and forth, right? So we have had India finally making up their mind and legalizing Bitcoin to be able to tax Bitcoin, because everybody wants that tax dollars, right? So let's dive into this real quick, guys. Let's dive into this article. Give me a second here as I pull it up. Where'd it go? Boom, here we are. India legalizes cryptos and Bitcoin on the move, Bitcoin to 40K, right? So Bitcoin is trying to push to 39K. 39K is headed, giving some resistance, and we'll see that in the charts in just a little bit. So India legalized cryptos. Back in 2021, cryptocurrency fell by more than 15% when India issued a statement banning cryptocurrencies. By the way, they've been trying to ban cryptocurrencies forever, just like China, back and forth every other day. It's one of India's favorite hobbies, I guess. But today, in 2022, India backed off its earlier statement. The country decided to tax crypto activities and put a crypto income tax of 30%. 30% sounds wild, and it is, right? But remember, countries are gonna start taxing crypto, and they're gonna start legalizing crypto to get that tax money. Because if they ban it, they can't get that tax money, right? And they're understanding and they're seeing how much the average person is making on these investments, right? So they're understanding that people are making a lot of money in crypto, yet the countries aren't getting any money out of that. So they're saying, hey, we want to get in on this. This 30% tax right here is a big discouragement for the average investors, but institutional investors, rich people, they know how to not deal with this 30% income tax, right? I also like how it's called, and it says an income tax. It's not a capital gains tax, so it is being taxed differently. It's almost being taxed as a currency, unless this is a typo on here. An income tax is making it seem like they're legalizing it as legal tender, and it's money, not just a commodity that they're investing in. So they're not getting hit with those capital gains tax. So yes, rich people, institutions, they don't know how to get around this 30% income taxes. 30% income tax will only affect what we call, the average investors. But nonetheless, it is a very bullish and good thing for Bitcoin. So not only are they embracing cryptocurrencies, but India has also decided to digitize the rupee, which is their native currency, to introduce a new digital currency starting April 1st, 2022. That's actually pretty soon, guys. So we're seeing more and more countries coming out here, legalizing cryptocurrencies. So now that they're trying to get their own digital currency, we've also saw Russia this last week also go pro Bitcoin. So we're seeing a lot of different countries now getting pro Bitcoin, and we're seeing more and more of these CBDCs, or should I say, digital currencies, right, from their country, which is gonna lead to a point where most currencies, or all currencies of every country, will be digitized on the blockchain or on some sort of digital dollar, or whatever their currency is, because it is the future. They're not going to get left behind, and they have advantages for doing that, which we covered on our debate with Zach Rector with XRP. So if you guys haven't checked that out, go check that out. Our live debate with Zach Rector with XRP. Great content, guys. Greatly. I appreciate if you guys go watch that. You guys would definitely enjoy it. So next up was one of my favorite, and I've said it on this channel multiple times, is Bitcoin is superior money. Now, who said this? I've said this multiple times, but now it's coming from an authority figure, right? So now it actually means something. So let me share this with you guys. Here we are. So, Fidelity, Bitcoin is a superior form of money, but they argued Bitcoin should be considered separately from the rest of the digital asset market as no other altcoin comes close to its properties. Thank you. I would take my applause now. I've been saying this forever, but whatever. It's just me. Now that Fidelity says it, everybody believes it. The multinational brokerage giant released a paper on Bitcoin titled Bitcoin First. The financial services provider calls for Bitcoin to be treated separately from the rest of digital assets, which it really should. It is not like any of the other cryptocurrencies. The paper argued that Bitcoin is fundamentally different from hundreds of other digital assets trading in the market, and no other digital asset is likely to overtake top cryptocurrency as a monetary good. They specified that as monetary good, right? Ethereum, great, right? Smart contracts, NFTs, DeFi, therefore, awesome. I love it, right? But there is no better form of money than Bitcoin, right? If you've read the Bitcoin standard, you will understand what I'm talking about. Bitcoin is the hardest form of money ever created. So let's keep going into this. Bitcoin clearly possesses a lot of good qualities of money, combining the scarcity, durability of gold with the ease of use, storage, and transportability of fiat. And I want to add one thing that I've actually saw on Twitter. So I don't remember who tweeted it, but I will give credit to them. It's not my original thought. These are all great qualities for Bitcoin, but the one that is extra on it that no other asset in the world has is it's unseizable. Yes, guys, you heard that right. Unseizable. Nobody can take your Bitcoin away from you. They cannot just freeze your accounts. They cannot just lock it down and take it away from you. It is yours. You are the sole holder. You are the one with the keys. It's your Bitcoin. Nobody else has access to it. Meanwhile, they don't get access to your seed phrases. So let's continue here. The global financial service provider believes Bitcoin possesses all qualities of being sound form of money. These people read the Bitcoin standard. These people know what's up. Sound form of money, as it doesn't have an organization running it. It doesn't pay dividend or have cash flows. Thank you. The scarcity and decentralized nature of Bitcoin only add to its properties of being a perfect monetary tool. I don't know if these people have been watching the channel and then they got motivated by Nick and I talking about Bitcoin and went and read the Bitcoin standard and said, whoa, these guys are geniuses. We got to talk about this. And now they've come out and they validated what we've been saying. But we've been saying exactly this for a long time, long time, guys. We won't be so bold as to predict there will only ever be one money, but we do believe that that one monetary good will come to dominate the digital asset ecosystem due to the very powerful effects of the network. Yes, guys, it's about the network effect. And what we're covering today is how this network effect is growing more and more and more every day through powerful nations, through powerful institutions. Bitcoin adoption is not stopping anytime soon. Even if we're having a small correction in the market, even if we're having a dip in price, the on-chain metrics and the adoption rate is continuously growing and growing and growing and growing. So let's finish this off. Fidelity sees Bitcoin as an entry point for traditional investors into the digital asset market, suggested that investors should incorporate two separate frameworks for investing in digital assets. One should be focused around Bitcoin as a monetary good asset class, and the second should be focused on the rest of digital assets that exhibit venture capital-like properties. I love that they make this distinction between Bitcoin and the rest of the market. It is perfect, in my opinion. Perfect, guys. Guys, if you guys haven't smashed the likes yet, I would greatly appreciate you smash the likes. Blow up the chat, guys. Drop a 1 if you think that Bitcoin is sound money, right? If you think Bitcoin is sound money, drop a 1. If you think that Bitcoin is not sound money, that Bitcoin is not superior to the rest of the cryptos, drop a 2, guys. Drop a 2. Let me see what you guys got to say in the chat, guys. Somebody tie a string on Miguel's leg so he doesn't fly away. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me see. Let's answer some comments here. The only issue is if you lose your hardware wallet password, then you are screwed. If you lose your bank password, money, it will be there. I'm pro Bitcoin though. Yes, that is a risk, right? But that is a risk that comes with the great power of being your own bank, being responsible for your own money, not having somebody else, some middleman controlling your money, right? It gives you the safety, right? So would you rather be safe or you rather be free, right? So you're giving up freedom for safety, if you know what I mean. So I like seeing all the ones, guys. I like seeing all the ones. I like that you guys are bullish on Bitcoin. I like that you guys are finally coming to understand Bitcoin is superior. So excuse me, guys. Let's continue. Will all of India pay in Bitcoin? So that's a great question, right? Will all of India pay Bitcoin? I don't know. India just came out with this news for Bitcoin. The fact that they're saying that it was an income tax instead of a capital gains tax makes it seem like they might have some more regulation coming out, making it legal tender in the country. I don't know. I'm not sure. We're going to definitely keep our eyes on it with India. India has been huge on flip-flopping back and forth, but it looks like they finally have made a decision on what is going to happen with Bitcoin in their country. So let's move on here, guys. Let's go with talking about being paid in Bitcoin, right? It's a great segue right here. We have Nydig, guys. Nydig coming out here with a service to pay workers in Bitcoin. So how is this going to work? Nydig has launched an employee benefit program allowing workers to convert a percentage of each paycheck into Bitcoin. It's kind of like a 401k, right? Sounds like who's been talking about that for a while now, that Bitcoin is like a 401k? This guy. So let's move on. Employees enrolled in Bitcoin savings plan can choose what percentage of their pay would be likely to auto-convert to Bitcoin, and the crypto is then held in Nydig's cold storage system with no transaction or storage fees. So far, all of that sounds great, except for the part that it gets stored in Nydig's cold storage. You don't get direct access to the Bitcoin, so that I am iffy about, but we will see. I'm sure that they will eventually build a way to then give the Bitcoin away, but it is a savings plan, so we'll have to see the details of this as it comes to fruition. Strike and Coinbase launched a similar platform last year, but those did not require an employer to sign up in order for a worker to take advantage. Nydig's Bitcoin saving plan, on the other hand, requires employer participation, which is very, very important, guys. Making employers more aware, making employers more more interactive, more hands-on with Bitcoin itself, right? Bringing it to the attention of the employees instead of letting the employees run about and figure it out themselves. Among the roster of companies offering the service to their employees at launch are Tillman Frida's Houston Rockets, okay, Laundries, and Laundries, okay, MVB Bank, Vantage Bank, Bitcoin miner Iris Energy, and crypto data company The Tie. So guys, that is huge news that people are going to get more attention, right? Companies are going to be bringing more attention to their employees about saving money in Bitcoin. And this is not the only people that we've seen, right? There's been a trending topic lately that has been all about Bitcoin converting their salaries into Bitcoin. So let me actually show you something here on my Twitter account that I saw that actually showed this, right? It was a great tweet in my opinion. Let me see if I can find it here, guys. Give me a second. Okay, hold on. Struggling to find it here. Okay. So Here it is, guys. Here it is. Oh, I just lost it. What is going on here, Twitter? Come on, Twitter, work with me, buddy. Come on. Don't do me like this. Okay, I cannot pull it up on Twitter for whatever reason, so I'm just going to have to put it up in a different format right now. I'm just going to have to share my entire screen, which is a huge pain, but here we go. So here it is, guys. Blockworks, right? Just in publicly traded companies to be able to auto-convert salaries into Bitcoin via Nydig. We just covered this news. But I love this tweet down here from Deep Blue Crypto. It says, mayors are converting salaries, right, into Bitcoin. Politicians are converting their salaries into Bitcoin. Athletes, we've seen athletes, UFC, football, basketball, converting their salaries into Bitcoin. Celebrities converting their salaries into Bitcoin, right? Employees converting their salary into Bitcoin. Bitcoin slowly, then suddenly. I love that, right? Because out of nowhere, this past year or so, we're seeing more and more people converting their salaries into Bitcoin. So where did all this come from, right? And where would this lead to? If we're seeing more and more people converting their salaries into Bitcoin, it tells me people are bullish on Bitcoin long term. People see the value of holding Bitcoin long term, because if you're converting your salary, right, the money you get paid with to go pay your bills, the money that you get paid with to deal with to deal with your life on a daily basis, and you're saying, I'm going to convert this into Bitcoin, it might have short-term dips, right? It might go down in the short term, but they are understanding that in the long term, that is going to double, triple, quadruple their salary, whatever it is that they invested into Bitcoin, because in the long term of things, Bitcoin is super bullish, and the level of adoption is only growing bigger and bigger, and there is not enough Bitcoin for everybody. So everybody right now is understanding Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, right? Because this goes along with the rest of the crypto market, right? They come through Bitcoin, and then they eventually move on to altcoins as well. But they're understanding that they can grow their wealth a lot faster holding Bitcoin than holding any asset like in the stock market or real estate. And it's just so much easier, so much more secure. So Cameron Mitchell here says, big question is how long till they ban it again? I don't know, right? I'm sure you're referring to India. I don't know. Maybe they'll ban it again, but I don't think so, right? I don't think they would come as this far to legalize it, to have a tax plan for it, and then say, oh, we're banning it again. I do not think so, my friend. So another great question here. What happens when all the Bitcoin is gone? Well, when all the Bitcoin is gone, right? When the circulating supply is pretty much all eaten up, what's going to happen is that we're going to be circulating. Bitcoin's price is going to be astronomical, right? Huge, unimaginable numbers. And people are going to be transacting in Satoshis. If you don't know what Satoshis are the smallest unit of measurement for a Bitcoin, right? There are 100 million Satoshis inside of one Bitcoin. So that is huge. People are literally going to be transacting in Satoshis, sending tiny fractions of Bitcoin back and forth, which are going to represent hundreds and maybe even thousands of dollars, right? Because one full Bitcoin is going to represent millions and millions and millions of dollars eventually at some point in the future. That is what's going to happen when all the Bitcoin is gone. So let's move on here, guys. We have another article here that I want to cover, right? We got two more, so bear with me. They're big news, guys, big news. One of them is a little obvious, but if you've been paying attention, you know who this guy is. This guy is the Bitcoin GOAT, right? This guy will buy Bitcoin no matter what the price is and will never sell Bitcoin, according to him. MicroStrategy has bought the dip again, purchasing 660 Bitcoin for $25 million. This man has hands with the biggest diamonds I've ever seen, right? The biggest, heaviest diamonds ever. I don't know how this guy walks straight up, right? I don't know how this guy walks straight up because his diamonds must be heavy. They have collected a total of 125,051 Bitcoin as of Monday. According to an official form, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission filed on Tuesday, MicroStrategy purchased another 660 Bitcoin December 30th and January 31st for approximately 25. So he's been buying since the 30th to the 31st. So he's been buying this whole time of January, been buying for $25 million. This goes to show you this is how they do it, right? This is how they buy Bitcoin without pushing up the price. They buy for an extended period of time, doing small transactions, whether they're on chain or they're off on OTC deals. And this is how they keep the price down and able to accumulate at low prices. So yes, two major Bitcoin purchases buying in December 2021 MicroStrategy announced two major Bitcoin prices buying 1,400 Bitcoin from November 29th to December 9th at an average price of 57,000, and then purchasing 1,900 Bitcoin from December 9th to 29th at an average of 49. Previously, the company had bought 7,000 Bitcoin from October 1st to 29 at an average of 59. This guy has been buying Bitcoin left and right, no matter what the price is. And all he's been doing is what we preach here every day at Debate Crypto, right? If you're new here, if you don't know what Debate Crypto is all about, Debate Crypto is all about education, right? Education, building a community. So if you have not checked out Debate Crypto Academy and want to continue getting educated, I greatly would appreciate it if you do. It would work out the best for your own interest to get involved in a tight-knit community that is learning more and more about crypto every single day. And if you're part of the Crypto Academy, we're giving 1 year away of Market Cipher very, very soon on here, guys, to one of our lucky members in the Academy. So this guy has been doing what we preach all the time: dollar cost average. It's not sexy, it's not cool, it's not trendy, but it works. And this guy understands that it works. It's about accumulation. That is what crypto is all about: accumulation, accumulation, accumulation. And in the long term, that accumulation is going to pay off greatly in your favor, guys. So to finish things off, one of the most bullish things on here, so I'm saving it for last, right? Whale activity, guys. Whale activity for Bitcoin. This episode is all about Bitcoin because, like I said earlier, there have been massive amounts of news for Bitcoin that is very bullish lately, and it's starting to feel like they're trying to build up to something here. So Bitcoin whales by 38K as Bitcoin supply whale hits 10-year high. This is the biggest amount of accumulation by whales ever, and they're buying at 38,000, guys. So could we be seeing a bottom here? Okay, so let's see. Bitcoin jumping to 39K was already activated large volume of investors in this week. Latest data shows analyzing whale behavior on-chain monitoring resource whale map revealed accumulation underway at levels above 36,000. This week's Bitcoin price triggered whales, identifying clusters of whale bids. Whale map uncovered what appears to be a renewed market confidence among those with some of the largest Bitcoin balances between 100 and 10,000 Bitcoin, guys. These guys got a lot of money and they're trying to buy up as much Bitcoin as possible. Recent price triggered whales to accumulate Bitcoin, yada, yada. According to the cluster data, whales now own 330,000 Bitcoin at spot prices between 36,000 and 38,000, guys. That is a massive amount of Bitcoin, at these price ranges, guys. So everyone's here thinking that the bottom's going to fall out, that we're going to hit 20K, we're going to hit 15K, we're going to hit 10K. And whales are eating up the supply at 36K, 38K. Another player that is showing you that they do not care where the price is. They are buying up and accumulating as much as they can because in the future, they know where the real price of Bitcoin will be. So overall, the portion of Bitcoin supply per whale wallet is now at its highest in a decade, guys. In a decade. Data from on-chain analytics firm Glassnode uploaded to Twitter by popular yada yada yada. Supply per whale. So the whales have never held this much amount of Bitcoin ever before, showing that they are more bullish than ever, right? More bullish in 2017, more bullish in 2018, more bullish in 2020. They are super bullish for Bitcoin. So all this said, guys, what does this mean for the market, right? This means that for Bitcoin, there is no fear, right? There is only short-term FUD. There is only short-term FUD. And as Bitcoin recovers, the altcoins will recover, right? So let's take a quick look at the charts, and then we will be out of here, guys. So let's see what we got over here on the charts. So in the charts here, right, on the daily time frame, we are seeing that Bitcoin has been trying multiple green days, by the way, guys, multiple green days for this past week or so. So very good news here. Bitcoin has been slowly grinding its way to this heart line of the Bollinger Bands, and is obviously feeling some resistance here at 39K, right? MACD bullish, still green, right? Has plenty of room to run. RSI also at 39, about 40 or so. Plenty of room to run before it's oversold on the daily. Let's jump down to the 4-hour, guys. So down here on the 4-hour, we're seeing, look at these massive wicks, guys, on the 4-hour. So for the past, for the past 12 hours, we're seeing every time we reach these 39K level, we are being massively pushed down, guys, massively pushed down. So there are tons of selling pressure there. Bollinger Bands seem to be kind of having some kind of contraction here a little bit, and the candles are above the heart line. So we could see, if we see an expansion here on the 4-hour for the Bollinger Bands and we're up here, we might have an upward expansion. Hopefully, the RSI is somewhat neutral, not too high, not too great, with a 45-degree angle down. So there is some, it could be better, but it's not terrible. We know that, RSI could go extended above overbought for an extended period of time. The MACD here is looking not so strong, but not so weak, also kind of at a neutral level, guys. So that is what we're seeing for Bitcoin on the 4-hour and the daily for the charts. So guys, one last roll call out here. If you are bullish for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in 2022, drop a one in the chat, guys. If you think that 2022 is going to be a massive year for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies alike. I like Bing Wahoo's comment. I can't display it, but if you're watching the chat, I love this comment. it's hilarious. I'll harass you later in the group. I'm looking forward to it. I hope everyone is feeling healthy, hydrated, and motivated. Yeah, you better be feeling hydrated and motivated and healthy, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. It's going to be crazy experience in 2022. And by the way, guys, newsflash, we are halfway to the next Bitcoin halving, right? We're already in 2022. 2024 brings the next Bitcoin halving event. We're already halfway there before there's another supply crunch. We're already seeing the highest levels of illiquid supply for Bitcoin ever. And we are 2 years away from the next Bitcoin halving, creating even more illiquidity, even more of a crunch on the supply. So these next 2 years are going to be wild, guys. And as Bitcoin gets wild, the altcoins will also rally. So stay tuned, guys. Hope to see all of you guys on Debate Crypto. If no one's ever told you before, I freaking love you, guys. And until next time, Haro.